We're all here to suffer one of two pains. Either we're going to suffer the pain of discipline or we're going to suffer the pain of regret. That's one of my favorite quotes on the planet. And in this video, I'm going to share with you guys the advice that I would give my younger self so that person could be the best version that they can be. Check it out. So one of the things that I think a lot of us suffer when we're younger, people that don't have mentorship, people don't have positive influence in their lives. I'm not talking about love. I'm talking about people that can actually teach them things, right? Not all of us have that luxury, if you will. So I wanted to create this so people that are watching this don't have to suffer from the same things that I did. I have two children. Currently, they're two boys, 16 and 13-year-old, currently at the time I'm making this video. And honestly, I think I did a pretty cool job in, putting this stuff in their head so they didn't have to suffer through the things that I did. I mean, everybody has their own story and I can't save them. So they're going to have their challenges, their tribulations, which I'm sure they will overcome. But I wanted to make sure that they didn't have the ones that I had. Okay, so let's cover the first thing that I want to talk about. The advice I would give my younger self is just do it. Stop procrastinating. And just like Nike says, just do it. Honestly, the best slogan I've ever heard in my life, maybe the best 3 words ever, is just do it. Because what that's really talking about is taking action. And we all know that taking massive action is the step to success. I don't want to define success in this video just about money, right? It could be for whatever you want. But whatever you want, visualization is not enough. Vision is not enough. You have to actually go out and do the work. So when I was younger, I would procrastinate. I would love the word tomorrow. As soon as I said, hey, I'll do it tomorrow, I just felt this soothe, this ease. But what I wasn't realizing, what young Rick wasn't realizing, is they're putting off things that have to be done. And actually, it's not a good habit, and it's causing more pain and anxiety not doing it. If you just went and did it, you would be way better off. So why procrastinate on things, man? Now, when I had to go back, I wish I studied harder on tests. And it doesn't even matter if I use that stuff. See, some people say you don't need school, you don't need university. Cool. You're allowed to believe what you believe. I'm an entrepreneur, but I do believe that those 4 or 5 years in school, in university, in college, they breed you. They help you come up with a network of people that are going to take you further in life. You build your net worth is your network, right? Your network is your net worth, rather. So you meet a lot of people. Also gives you the time to mature. And a lot of people meet their significant others in university. So that whether you need that time or not to be successful in your financial business is a different story for a different day. And I know a lot of the most successful people never went to school. That's not my point. My point is, if you're there, you should build the right habits. And since you're there, you might as well crush it. Crush those tests. Show up to class. Don't make doctor notes because you don't want to write the exam that's tomorrow. The things that I used to do. So the first thing I would tell my younger self is just do not procrastinate. If something needs to be done, go out and do it. And do it really well. Okay, because it's got to get done anyway. And by not doing it, you are creating the wrong habits. And when you do enough wrong habits, you create a wrong character and eventually the wrong identity. You have an identity now of a procrastinator. So if you are out there and you're suffering from procrastination, you could change it in an instant. Just like that, you could change your state. When you get something and it needs to be done, I urge you just to go and do it. Get it done. Don't sloth around on the couch. Don't be friggin' smoking weed and watching friggin' movies. Go out and do it. Just do it. because that's what winners do, and you're a winner. We don't wait. We go and we conquer. Things need to get done, you get it done. End of story. The second thing I would tell my younger self is seek out winners. Hang out with winners in your life. Stop hanging out with losers, right? Because what happens is, when you don't have direction and mentorship, you start seeking it from other people. And what you start doing is you start segregating yourself with like-minded people. And those people usually don't have mentorship either. That's why they relate to each other. So what happens is they form this like mini gang. That's how gangs are formed. It's lost people that have an edge, that probably didn't have good figures in their life in terms of giving them direction. Now they found each other. So because they lacked affection and guidance, now they're bonding together. They give each other affection and guidance. And now, boom, these are my boys. I'm going to hang out with my boys. I'm going to do this with my boys. Bro, I'm here to tell you this. Those dudes that you think are your boys, they're not your boys, because when push comes to shove, they're not going to be there. And I'm telling you why. Not that they're not good people. It's because they don't have the integrity. I'm not talking about loyalty, because a lot of my guys were loyal in certain weird ways. Okay? But what I'm saying is they don't have the integrity. They don't have the leadership. They don't have the acumen to be what you need. Okay? Because they didn't have direction and you don't have direction. Who on this bus is directing, y'all? Who is directing? You know who's directing? Hip hop artists, NBA players. Those are the people that we looked up to. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Back in the day when I was growing up, those guys were as lost as I was, more. So now you have blind leading the blind. So what I would tell my younger self, or if you're watching this video and you're feeling lost, get around winners, man. And winners might not look the way you think that they look, but they're winners because they have winning habits. I'm telling you, you're going to save yourself a lot of grief, a lot of pain if you hang out with people that have direction and mentorship. Get in that room. You might feel weird. You're going to feel more comfortable in that lost room, right? I'm telling you, if you look at all the guys and gals in prison, I bet you a lot of them didn't have mentorship, father figures and all that. That's what I mean by mentorship, right? And a lot of us had, like I had an amazing father. I had a beautiful mother, right? So I can't say that I have that excuse. My thing is they couldn't give me direction. They gave me a lot of love, but they couldn't give me direction because they weren't from this country. So when I went to school, I found out other guys that are my community that their parents were also immigrants to the country, were lost people doing some. All right. So my second point for anybody that's watching this, and the advice I would give my younger self, is stop hanging around with losers. Surround yourself with winners. Okay. My relationship with money was whack. So my third point is all about the relationship with money. Okay. And this might help a lot of you. Because if you come from a place where you didn't grow up with a lot of money, and I'm talking about your inner child right now, sometimes your inner child starts having a bad relationship with money. Meaning they start grudging people with money. Not on purpose. Let me give you an example. So let's say you're at the grocery store, right? And you want to get all these cool snacks in your lunch. And your parents say, hey, we can't afford it. Or that's for rich people, right? Or maybe you wanted a new video game. And they say, no, we can't afford that. We're not rich. Put it back. Put it back on the shelf, okay? They're just telling the truth. They're speaking their truth, right? But what does it do to our brain? Now I go to school and I'm not a hater. I'm not jealous. I'm actually not at all. But if I see people with that video game and eating all the snacks I wanted to eat, I'm just saying, oh, those people must be rich. So then you have the poor side and the rich side. And then obviously you're like, okay, I don't like that side because they're not like me, right? Nobody's telling us this. This is our warped young little mind. Whereas today, I would tell that young child, I would say, all right, this is what I tell my kids when they want something. I'm like, okay, how can we get it? I would never say, hey, that's for rich people. I'm like, hey, man, right now, that's not in the budget. But we can get it. Let's attract it in our life. Let's create it in our life. Let's find a plan on how we're going to get that. Let's put a timeline to it. Next year at this time, we're going to buy 2 of those, not 1. And this is how we're going to do it. So we're teaching business acumen, because just because you don't have something presently, that doesn't mean you can't create it in abundance. We're going to get to that point. But in this, what I wanted to talk about is our relationship with money. Because how can you attract an abundance of money in your life if you do not like rich people, or if you think money is bad? See, you start formulating. So I'm talking to my younger self, remember. I would say, young Rick, you're starting to formulate a bad relationship with money because you're equating money to evil, not knowing it, not consciously, subconsciously. Because you've heard so many times that's for rich people and rich people are bad and this and that. Man, these rich people are the ones that are employing our parents and our uncles that are all like lower middle class, working for people. These guys didn't want to do this job. So they would come home and bitch and complain about their boss. Say, these rich guys are trying to control me, blah, 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 whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's venting. And we're picking up that vent, and we're protective children. We're like, okay, man, I don't like them either. Man. So my advice here is change your relationship with money. Think it's beautiful, because the more money you have, the more people you can help. And the more you can help yourself, the more you can lead from contribution. Money is beautiful. Money is abundant. Money is showering down on you at any time. If you don't have it now, that's okay. It's just a step away, and it's created in your mind. What you believe you can achieve is what I would say. What you believe and perceive you can achieve. It's abundant. So I would change my relationship with money. It's a big one. 4th thing I would tell my younger self: protect your heart. Protect your heart, man. What do I mean by that? If you're a loving, heart-warmed person that likes to give and feels joy when other people are happy. I was like that. I was that joyous kid. I never had envy and hate in me. I just didn't. I know when I tell people that, they're like, what do you mean? I know what it is, and I had moments of it. But I never, if somebody had something, I was happy for them. And I'm not just saying that. I was actually like that. Now, if I wanted it too, I would be like, hey, I want that too. And a lot of times I would ask that person, how'd you get it? I want that too. But I didn't want to take it away from anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So we got to protect our heart, and we got to feed into it. We have to understand that, yes, giving is great, but we have to open the lines of receiving. This is a huge lesson that I just learned recently, and I wish I told my younger self. Let the universe pour onto you, man, because here's the thing. Because you are someone that had to do everything yourself, because you had to figure it out, you built this amazing grind and discipline as a doer. But nobody helped you, so you figured that, hey, man, you had this attitude of who's going to help me anyway. And sometimes I sucked that up, and my dark side would come up, and it propelled me to success. I was wrong. We should think that there's people out there to help us. And more importantly, if there's no people out there to help us, there's God, there's the universe. Where nobody's going to help you, God's going to help you. You're not alone. You don't have to figure it out alone. You break your heart when you feel like you got to do everything yourself. You create self-pity. I remember my younger self had self-pity. I was like, only if somebody can help me. I felt like I had so much potential. You know what I'm saying? I felt like if I had so much potential as, an athlete, as a business person, anything I put my mind to as a public speaker, anything I put my mind to, I could do. And I used to wish if somebody could just come down and help me and guide me. But that wasn't my story. But I wish I had more faith. See, when I'm talking about protecting your heart, I'm talking about having more faith. That there's bigger things out there in the works than you. And we're just playing our little part. Be open to the signs. Have faith that you're at the right time, at the right place, and God's going to help you. The universe is there in the most perfect way. They will put the right places and the right things in front of you. You don't have to know how you're going to get something. You just have to know that you want it. Stop being so heartbroken. I know you felt a lot of pain, but it's okay. Pray your pain away. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the growth journey. And if you do the things that I did in the beginning of this video, all the steps, you won't have this pain because you'll be around winners. You won't be a procrastinator. You're not hanging around with losers and all that kind of stuff. Because when you're attracting in a high vibration, you're getting other like-minded people and things in a high vibration. But when you have that negative thought and you're heartbroken, you're creating more heartbreak. My first relationship wasn't the greatest, man. There was a lot of love there, but there was a lot of heartbreak, a lot of deception. So, my heart was broken. Because I was in a broken state, then I was attracting more broken people into my life. I didn't know that back then. So fill your heart with joy, and the best way you can do that is with faith. What I love about people that have that grit and no direction, man, we got a lot of heart and we are loyal. We are loyal, but don't forget to be loyal to in the right room. That's my next point of advice. You can't take away your loyalty, but make sure that you are loyal to the right people, man. Because being loyal in the wrong room is just a recipe for disaster. You can't take away your loyalty, right? That's you. That's your integrity. That's you and your word. That's your DNA, man. That's why surrounding yourself with the right people is so important, because being loyal to the wrong people is just, sheesh, not good. Not good. You'll end up in prison. You'll end up in fights that you had no part of. You'll end up in bad relationships with people that are cheating on you because you're loyal. Don't do it. Don't do it. Be loyal to the right people. And when you find that right room, you can be yourself. And your loyalty is going to be reciprocated in the right way. I promise you. This is advice that I'm giving my younger self. And even as I'm saying it, I'm thinking my younger self saying, no, man. Nah, you're wrong. I'm right. I'm older. I got gray hair. Listen to me. You know what I'm saying? All right. The next point is believe. Believe in yourself. Please believe in yourself, little Rick. When nobody believes in you, when you get overlooked, I can understand that you don't have belief in yourself. Although you're confident, it's fake confidence. Because way back in your mind, when nobody told you you can do it, When nobody says that, hey, you can go and do it, or nobody says, hey, good job for doing that, how are you going to believe in yourself? When you've never proven anything to yourself that you conquered something, how are you going to believe in yourself? See, what helped me make belief in myself was the weight room. I'm telling you, that was the first time. I was 15 years old. I got in the weight room and I got pretty jacked. I was a chubby kid and I ended up getting jacked in the next couple of years. That proved to me a lot. It showed me the power of consistency and persistency. It showed me that I can make a change, and most importantly, it created belief in myself, because I was like, if I can do this, I can do a lot of different things, and belief translated to amazing things in my life. However, the best way to get belief is get a mentor. I wish I read more when I was younger. I wish I read more personal development books. I really didn't get into personal development books until I was in my 20s. Maybe mid-20s. I wish I got into that when I was like 15, right? So because if you're watching this, you don't have mentors in your life, go read their books, man. I'm telling you, go to the self-development, personal development section. It's going to change your life. It's going to help you believe. Because if you don't have mentors, those are mentors in a book. I'm telling you, if you have a belief, people that believe just achieve. Because if they can create and they can believe, then all they have to do is just put in the work and it's going to come true. So if you don't have belief in yourself, create one belief. Surround yourself with mentors. Keep watching this channel. Hit that like button. Give me some comments. Subscribe. We could do this together, man. We could do this together, man. This is all about all of us getting better. Sharing our journeys, man. I'm just one voice. I would love to hear your guys' comments. The next thing I would tell my young self is simply that you're a creator. You are a creator. You can create anything. Life's not happening to you. Life is happening through you. You know what I'm saying? You are creating it. So if you're watching this video, wherever you have right now, you have created it with your thoughts. We can create anything in our life that we wanted to. I'm going to make a whole video on this, so make sure you hit up the subscription, because that's going to be a powerful video on how to create everything in your life. I need a whole 20 minutes on that. But for here, I want to make sure that you guys understand that we are creators. If we want something, it starts here first. Here's my last point, because the video is getting kind of long. I would tell my younger self just to let it go. Let it go. My younger self, man, something happened to me, y'all. Be like, oh, I get like, like screw that. Get like very defensive. And I had to because I had no one to protect me. I was like, I got to protect myself. If somebody said something to me, I was like, I would like it's not good. If I get in an argument, man, it'd be a bad argument. Fist fights, fighting with people. Let it go, little Rick. It's not a big deal. Let it go and let it flow. My older brother, he passed away. He's taught me many lessons. The biggest one I'm going to share with you right now. And it's ingrained in me. So thank you, Jeeves, for teaching me. You cannot control other people's actions. You can only control your reactions. That's deep, man. And I needed to hear that a lot. Now I want to share that with you. Life's going to come at you. You're going to get in fights with your significant other. Some days you might not like the person you're working with or working for. You might get in disputes with friends over a football game. I don't know. Over a poker game, over a golf match. But you got to let that shit go. because the only person that's hurting is you. Because now that I realize that we're creators and we're creating things in our lives, if I'm holding that vengefulness in me or that anger in me, or I'm going to show you, I'm attracting through that vibration. We want to attract through a joyous, happy vibration. Because if we're on edge, we're going to attract other edgy things. Somebody says, I had a bad day and it keeps getting worse. Well, you're attracting that. We need to learn to let it go. So when things happen to you, just let it go. It's not a big deal. Let me end this video like this. Let me repeat it. My older brother's famous saying to me, Rick, you cannot control other people's actions. You can only control your reactions. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one.